Assalamu alaikum, this is Anakram Tiri and this is a new English lesson from McGraw-Hill Mega Goal 5, and today we'll be taking unit number 3, lesson number 8, reading. Find a reading passage with this title, An Out of This World Vacation. Now, have you ever heard of space tourism? It's when ordinary people visit space for a vacation. Do you think space tourism will become common in your lifetime? Well, you should check out Virgin's Space Vacation, which is very, very close. All right. So the first thing we need to go in through is this question. If you go into space, if you could go into space, would you? Why or why not? I'd like you to contemplate upon this question and think of it a little bit. Now, let's move to the title, which is An Out of This World Vacation. Now, what do you think out of this world means? Well, the matter of fact is, out of this world has two meanings. The first meaning, which is literally out of this world, you see, this is Earth, and this is a place outside Earth. So it's out of this world, out. And the second meaning, which is when you say out of this world for anything that is exciting, something that is extraordinary or great. For example, you can say, Ahmed is an out of this world football player. Or for example, this chocolate is out of... Okay, now let's look at the whole reading. And I'd like you to think what this article will be about. What do you think that you will learn from this article? I'd like you to just complete the sentence saying that I will learn from this article. I will learn, for example, I will learn how to cook something. I will learn how to draw something. What kind of knowledge do you think this article, which is on page number 32 and 33, will add to your knowledge about this topic, provided that the topic is an out of this world vacation? It talks about vacation. Okay, so I'd like you to think about these questions, and before just reading, try to write them down, and we'll play the audio, and once we're done, you can check out your answers. Okay, now don't read, just listen and enjoy.
Pages 32 and 33. 8. Reading. An out-of-this-world vacation. Things that once seemed impossible often become commonplace with the passing of time. There are people predicting that this will happen with space tourism in the next decade or two. Some are even investing in and developing space tourism technology, believing that space tourism will be the next big thing. They imagine a future in which space travel will have become a reality for millions of ordinary people. At the moment, space tourism is only a possibility for the incredibly wealthy. In 2001, American multimillionaire Dennis Tito paid $20 million to become the first space tourist. After 8 months of rigorous training, Tito traveled aboard a Russian capsule that was launched by an American company called Space Adventures. He then spent 7 days aboard the International Space Station. Since then, a number of other millionaire space tourists of different nationalities have gone into space. Although up to now only very wealthy people have had the opportunity to be space tourists, many see this as the beginning of what will eventually become a lucrative new industry. There are several companies that have already invested millions of dollars in developing new, reusable launch vehicles. Their goal is to lower launch costs enough to make it possible for the average person to buy a ticket to space. The Japanese Rocket Society, for example, has set a target price of 1 million yen, about $10,000. Virgin Galactic, a British company owned by Richard Branson's Virgin Group, has been working on plans for sending people into space for years. The company is about to begin testing of their 8-seat spacecraft and expects that they will have worked out any problems by 2020. When the spacecraft is shown to be safe, Virgin Galactic will begin their flights. Although tickets are a steep £100,000, $160,000, amazingly, the first year of flights has already been booked. One of these future passengers is Lisa Ramirez, a mother of 3. When asked why she was prepared to spend so much money on a galactic flight, Ramirez explained, "I'm 58 years old, and by the time this happens, I will have been dreaming of going to space for at least 45 years. There are even companies working on plans to build hotels for space tourists. The Shimizu Corporation, a giant Japanese construction company, has detailed plans for a hotel they expect to complete by 2020. They believe that by then, they will have created a 63-room hotel which will orbit 279 miles, 450 kilometers, above the surface of Earth. The hotel will slowly spin in order to produce enough force to simulate Earth's gravity. It is estimated that such a space hotel would cost $6 to $12 billion and would take about 6 years to build. Since water was discovered on the moon in 1998, the multinational hotel chain, Hilton Hotels, has been working on plans for a hotel on the moon. The plans call for a 5,000-room complex with a beach, a working farm, a medical center, and even a school. 2 huge solar panels will generate the power. Hilton is working on this project with experts at NASA. You may wonder what space tourists will do while in space. To begin with, most will probably want to spend some time simply enjoying the incredible sight of Earth from space. After that, no doubt they will spend some time gazing at the amazingly bright stars and will take a spacewalk or 2. When space tourists have had their fill of observing, they are likely to spend hours amusing themselves floating and doing acrobatics in the zero gravity of space. This zero gravity could provide endless recreational opportunities, including swimming in a zero gravity swimming pool in which people move through a floating mass of water. With so much research, energy, and money being poured into space tourism, it is clear that it is a matter of when, rather than if, space tourism will become a reality.
All right, now that we have finished listening, I'd like you to go back and restart the entire listening again. And this time I'd like you to follow with the audio. All right, now go back. So that you have listened for the second time, do you think space tourism exists? Um, does the author think that space tourism will become common in the future? What will what will space tourists do for fun if they go into space? All right. You should uh, go back to the passage and consider and try to find the answers for these questions. Now, in the previous lesson, I asked you to find these words in the reading passage, and I asked you also to connect them to their meaning. What I would like you to do now is to put these words like chain, which is the right answer is a group of businesses owned by the same company, which is C. What I would like you to do now is to try and make a sentence using this word, and in fact using all these words, using it in this context. So I'll give you an example for chain. Um, An example would be Hilton hotel chain is planning to establish a resort on Moon. This is an example. Of course, it's already written here. If you can take a closer look, the multinational hotel chain Hilton Hotels has been working on plans for a hotel on the moon. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to use the word chain in a sentence from this context. Um, I will put the link under this video where I would like you to write sentences, 8 sentences using these words. The final thing that I would like you to do is to go to page number 33 and mark these as true or false. Go back to the reading and mark them as true and false, and please put your answers in the link below this video. And with this, we have finished reading. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.